a risk management discussion later after we fix this. Right? So as I started looking, that year when they released all these products, the design test, all 9 products passed the first time. But having worked in Sony and Matsushita before that, this was very odd. Even we had top-notch designers, we also had very high standards for releasing products, and closer to 50% of them made it through without any change. Right? So the next year I said, okay, we're going to use the Sony and Matsushita hybrid development process. I'm going to combine those 2 processes, take the strongest one, and check our products. Only 3 of the 16 made it through. So remember earlier I said, don't fire the managing director. We'll teach him a lesson, right? The market defect rate dropped remarkably, so even selling less, we actually made money. And this is important, and go back to the Samsung data system. 1995, Korea is joining the World Trade Organization, which means the tariffs that are protecting them are going away. So in Korea, if I wanted to buy a Japanese television, 25% import tariff. And the product's already more expensive than the local one without the tariff, right? So it's about 80% higher for the average person to buy a Sony TV versus a Samsung TV. Now, truth be known, in my house, because I didn't like it, and to send a message sometime, I kept my Sony business card and put it over the Samsung logo on the TV, just to send a message that I'm not very proud to own this thing, even though it was provided free by the company, and that we needed to change dramatically. So from a $16 million loss to a $13 million profit in under 18 months. So first bonus, check. Now it's your turn. One of these products that was released before I joined won a magazine award. Top selling product of all time. So within 30 days of release, they gave an engineer a very large bonus. $6,000 US in Korea at that time was a lot of money. They were making maybe $16,000 US as a mid-level engineer at that time. I asked the managing director if the chairman wanted to fire anybody. What would he do? What would you guys do? Remember, the chairman's one edict is improve product quality. I don't care if you sell nothing, I will use my personal wealth to pay people until we get it right. So everyone's number one KPI is quality. So this flies it, it's exactly the opposite, right? What would you do?
Maybe you can. Then they volunteer first. We talked about that, right? We have a priority system, but we never enforce it. Then
Oh, like Taiwan with traffic laws?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Then it doesn't exist, right? So what you should do, theoretically. And this is Asian company, right? You cannot fire them.
You can.
You can, but it's difficult.
This guy? No problem.
No problem. Okay.
I think our Japanese company is harder.
But Samsung is okay.
Yeah, Samsung is okay.
Okay. So what you want to do?
I mean, it's not like a U.S. company, but it can be done.
Can be done, yeah. So what you want?
if you can't quit.
Do you think he's already knew there's some problem with the product, and he's just kind of a trick to take more money? In that case, there's going to be a kind of possibility of that. Like, he knows that if the product has some problem, you'll have to find him to solve the problem, and he can ask for more.
So your conclusion is?
Good word. Thank you. A lot of HR majors here, right?
They are HR major, others are IB.
Even management major, this is your employee, right?
Any other student thoughts? What should we do?
So the first lesson I would give you, forget it's Samsung. It's your own personal company. Somebody does this, what would you do?
Just tell him and ask the product. There's one in I'm going to do is have a personal talk about the product. No, it's not like these too serious. I mean, too hard and too serious. Because actually we have to know the reason why this brand has that kind of different rate. Maybe there will be some problem in production stage. It's not all about the designing stage. So we have to talk. I will talk to him first to see if it's what is the problem, and also to observe his reaction about it. So that's all.
Anyone else? So only one person's going to run their own company, I guess. That's okay. There's plenty of companies in the world to get hired by. If your parents are wealthy, you don't need to work anywhere, right?
If I or there were as managers, maybe I would like give him a chance to work again together. Like I think that because we already approved that the product was going well, so it means that it's not his problem, because we already approved that that product can sell to the market, and after that, when the product will verify that it's really defect, it has something wrong. So it means that we, in a company, we have to together figure it's not his problem. It should be the responsibility of all the team that will run it. So maybe I will give him a chance to figure out it. Otherwise, but I will not fire him, I think. And no bonus anymore in here. Just innovative.
Okay.
Sir?
I would say if the purpose of the company is the innovations, I think I'm more similar to her idea is you need to design mechanisms that checking the process instead of relying on individuals or develop in the time. This is encouraging the innovative behavior. But in the same time, I also think accountability is important. But it doesn't have to be the bonus. Maybe there is another way to create the flexibility of holding this person or this system accountable.
But keep one thing in mind, please. In the real world, especially with products, some countries have product liability laws. okay, every customer, if that catches fire, we can have to pay £1 million. But putting the money issue aside, accountability, if it's a product, and I'm not willing to hold the chief designer responsible, then who can I hold responsible and accountable? Because in this case, they're the most qualified person, actually.